Is Erika Kirk banned from a European country for taking children? Well, so some people are saying on social media. You can see a couple of the posts here.
We are here today, and we are speaking, and we are not going to stop speaking.
You all, the new Romanian investigation is literally dragging Erika Kirk's early career into the daylight. And now people are saying her alleged work around Trump's world and the modeling industry might connect her to Epstein's circle in ways nobody wanted to talk about before. And I'm sorry. At this point, it's starting to feel like way too many things lining up at once. Because this didn't blow up out of nowhere. This blew up because Romania stepped in and reportedly started looking at Erika's past involvement with an evangelical group that was accused of moving people out of Romanian villages years ago. And honestly, I don't even need to spell out why Epstein's name keeps getting dragged into this conversation, because everyone already remembers how his world operated and who he surrounded himself with. So when modeling, Trump circles, and Romania all start overlapping around the same name, people aren't reaching anymore. They're just asking why this was ignored for so long. Now, this is where the timeline really starts to matter, because all of this goes back to before Erika ever met Charlie Kirk. Like way before the marriage, the politics, the rebrand, she was already in the modeling and pageant world. Back in 2012, Erika, then going by Erika Lane France, represented Arizona at Miss USA. That part is locked in. That's factual. And who owned Miss USA at the time? Donald Trump. That whole pageant system ran straight through his business world.
That means your new Miss Arizona USA 2012 is Erika France.
So, when people try to brush it off like, oh, it's just a pageant. No, it wasn't just a pageant. It was a Trump-owned pageant staffed by Trump people, backed by Trump donors, surrounded by wealthy sponsors and industry gatekeepers. And yes, people online keep bringing up Epstein here, too, especially given Trump's repeated denials of having ties to him because his name has long floated around those same elite donor circles. Then after the pageant days, Erika reportedly moves into modeling and casting work in New York City. That's straight from her own background info in case you want to look her up. What's missing and what people are stuck on is the details on who she actually worked for in that agency. And when you put all of that next to what we already know about Epstein and the way he moved, yeah, things start getting real uncomfortable real fast, because Epstein didn't just wake up and magically meet women on the street. That's not how his world worked. It's been reported over and over that modeling agencies and opportunity setups were one of the ways adult women ended up inside his circle in the first place.
Jeffrey Epstein started his targeted grooming and manipulation of me as a child when I was in New York City for a school trip. I first came into contact with an assistant of Epstein's while on a high school drama club field trip to New York City. I was invited to his home. There, his assistant took a photo of me and then later reached out to me inviting me to Epstein's ranch.
Reuters straight up covered the Jean-Luc Brunel situation, a modeling agent, longtime Epstein ties, and years of overlap. So when people hear modeling, casting, Trump-owned pageants, and New York all getting mentioned together, of course, people start pausing and asking questions. And then you add Romania to that mix. Because like I mentioned earlier, the alleged Romanian investigation wasn't random either. It was reportedly looking into children being moved through sketchy adoption channels. And by now, most of you have probably seen those older photos of Erika promoting that foundation tied to the region. I mean, that's why people started asking questions in the first place. And honestly, it gets even uglier once you really look at the Epstein connection, because modeling wasn't the only door into his world. Not even close. Another thing that keeps popping up in lawsuits and reporting is the whole massage job situation. Women being offered what sounded like normal paid work only for it to turn into something completely different later. Reuters has reported on multiple adult women who said that's exactly how they were pulled in. Then there's the referral thing. Court filings talk about this setup where someone already inside the circle brings in someone new who then brings in someone else, and it just keeps going. Same playbook over and over again. And a lot of these women weren't rolling in money. They needed help. So money, housing, travel, gifts, and vague opportunities became the hook. On the surface, some of it didn't look illegal, But when you zoom out, the pattern is hard to ignore. So, when people see Erika's name anywhere near modeling, casting, international foundations, Trump's world, and now Romania, they're not saying she did something. What they're saying is, if even part of this ever gets proven, it would completely wreck her reputation. And then we have to talk about that hug Erika shared with Trump at the memorial. Because, I'm sorry, that moment alone had people raising eyebrows. It didn't look like two strangers crossing paths for the first time. It felt familiar, and a lot of people even compared it to that hug she gave J.D. Vance earlier on. Only this time she was the one being pulled in. And that's when people started asking the uncomfortable question, what if they already knew each other? Because here's the part nobody really wants to say out loud. Charlie Kirk's dad reportedly worked on construction projects tied to Trump years ago. That connection existed before Erika ever entered the picture publicly. So now people are wondering if Charlie's family already had Trump ties long before the marriage, long before the politics, long before everything became so public. Now, once such an idea is out there, the speculation snowballs. Some people online are straight up asking whether Trump could have been the one who introduced Charlie to Erika in the first place. Not proven yet, of course, just one of those theories that won't go away once people start lining up timelines and social circles. And then this is where it goes fully conspiracy-coded. There are corners of the internet claiming Erika wasn't just Charlie's partner, but his handler allegedly.
Some people say you were actually a Mossad agent sitting in front of me, and you were Charlie's handler, and Israel killed Charlie.
Some even go as far as throwing around intelligence agency claims, which honestly don't even fully line up with the whole MAGA branding. But people argue that if anything like that were real, it would have started way before now, not after Charlie became a public figure. Again, none of this is proven. This is all speculation. But what people keep saying is the timing is wild. Because right as all of this resurfaces, there's suddenly talk of victims preparing a class action lawsuit tied to trafficking-related claims. And it doesn't stop there. There are reports that some adults who were children at the time are now having their Romanian adoptions looked into again. Old cases, old paperwork, things that were waved through years ago suddenly being reopened. Which is why some people believe that alleged Epstein victims may now be looking at Erika Kirk as part of a larger civil case. Not criminal accusations civil. Accountability-focused, reputation-destroying if it gains traction.
We were groomed, we were manipulated, and we were taken advantage of. We will not stop or give up, and we will be on the front lines of this battle.
And if you're wondering why they'd even consider that, people point to a few things: proximity, access, influence, who was in which rooms, who opened which doors, and who benefited from being connected to powerful networks at the right time. Because in cases like this, lawsuits aren't always about who did what. They're about who enabled it and who allegedly helped keep everything in motion. If even part of that holds up, this stops being online chatter and turns into something much bigger. Because now it comes down to what this new Romanian investigation actually uncovers and whether alleged victims really move forward with a class action lawsuit that puts names and timelines on paper. At that point, this won't be decided by TikTok or PR statements. It gets decided in court. Until Romania finishes digging and until those filings either drop or don't, this story is still wide.